You guys, I need to rant, so let's get to it. Hi you guys, so today is going to be a different kind of video than what I normally do, but I just wanted to kind of open up a floor. I'm going to talk about my journey with acne, also my experience of why I don't like dermatologists, and I'm going to try to be as calm as I can because if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you know that I recently just did a rant. I did just an Instagram story kind of just ranting, explaining how I was feeling after leaving the dermatologist. So I want to open up this floor to everybody who has dealt with acne in the past or who currently deals with acne or just have had any just bad experience with kind of like conventional, whatever you call Western doctors. I love for you guys to share your stories. I want this to be an open space where you guys can feel safe and just comfortable to talk about things and just a place where you guys can get support so we can all just support each other because you guys, I need to rant. So let's get to it. So before I get into the video, I want to put a little disclaimer out there. Not all dermatologists are bad. I'm not trying to just bash all dermatologists. I just am going to be sharing you guys my experience that I have had with dermatologists. So I just want to put that out there. Not all dermatologists are bad, and to any of you who have had good experiences with dermatologists and are totally fine with the treatments that they use and recommend, that's great. I just want to share my experience, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. So if you saw my recent Instagram story, I was talking about my experience with a dermatologist. I said how I don't want to go there ever again. If you guys want to see that rant, you can check out my Instagram. I did put that kind of rant video as a highlight. If you go to just my page and then click my acne journey, you guys will find that rant if you guys just want to see that for reference. But anyway, I've been to like 6 dermatologists in the past and I've just not had good experiences with them. I've been dealing with acne for 6 years, maybe more than 6 years at this point. I started dealing with acne around my senior year of high school. So I've been to a variety of dermatologists, and the reason that I kept switching is because I was just not liking what they were telling me. They just weren't giving me anything helpful. Recently, I went to the dermatologist and I went on an antibiotic, which I know is not great. And if you are aware about me and my channel, I like to do things naturally. I like clean beauty, but I've just been feeling so discouraged by my acne. It's just been getting worse and worse. I do have a little foundation on right now, so you guys aren't seeing it to its full extent or just to how bad it is right now. But I'm going to be doing videos all about it, and you guys can, if you check out that video, you'll see how my skin looks. So anyway, I went on this antibiotic, and even before doing that, I explained how my acne is hormonal. It's not bacterial, and I feel like a lot of antibiotics are treating like bacterial acne, and I don't have that issue. So I said, if this is going to treat bacterial acne, I do not want to take it. And she was like going on to explain how she thinks it's going to work for me. I took it for a month, and normally I know you want to take a medication for longer than a month to really see results, but obviously antibiotics, you don't want to take it for that long. But she said that this medication was going to work quickly if it was going to work for me. So I took it for a month, and I actually thought that it was getting a little bit better. So I went to this appointment, and the first thing she said to me was, "Oh, you still have a lot of acne." I'm just like, okay, thanks. First encouraging bit there. Just the way that she said it was like kind of degrading, and like just, it did not make me feel good at all. Because I actually thought it was getting a little bit better, and I was hopeful that she was going to be like, oh yeah, it's getting a little bit better, but no. She said, no, oh, you have a lot of acne still. And so I was like, okay, so you don't think it's working then? And she said she highly recommends that I take Accutane. But I had told her in the past that I do not feel comfortable taking Accutane. I think it's a very serious and dangerous drug. And it is. It's a very serious drug. Now, I'm not trying to bash anybody who has taken it. If you feel like that's the right decision for you, that's totally fine. You do what you think is best for you, but I personally just don't feel comfortable taking medication like that. Also, I do have pretty severe acne, but it's not extremely severe, and I feel like Accutane is supposed to be kind of like a last resort. And even my personal feelings, I feel like even as a last resort, there still are other options to treat acne. So that was just extremely discouraging to me, because she basically just said, I highly recommend Accutane. Your acne is too difficult. She literally told me that my acne is too difficult. And so I was also telling her how my acne is hormonal, and she was like, well, how do you know that your acne is hormonal? And I said, I went to a naturopath and I got tested for my hormones, and it showed that I have a hormonal imbalance. I have too much estrogen. So I have estrogen dominance. And you know what she said? She said, estrogen's good for acne. It's just like, no, not if you have too much. There's an imbalance. If you have an imbalance, then, you know, something's going wrong in your body, and that can reflect on your skin. So to me, that was just like first thing of a lack of education, a lack of knowledge on like actually like issues with the body. And then she said, well, hormonal acne isn't on your cheeks. Hormonal acne is on your chin. And it's just like, no. Hormonal acne can also be on your cheeks. Like, yes, I understand like the chin area normally reflects like an issue within like your ovaries, and it's like your reproductive system. Yes, I understand that. But even if you have a hormonal imbalance, that can spread to your cheeks. Like, acne can spread to your cheeks. I don't normally get acne on my forehead. It's normally on my cheeks and my chin around my mouth area. So yes, that can be hormonal, but the dermatologists always, like, actually even other dermatologists that I've been to, they always seem to think that only or like right here means hormonal and everything else is just not hormonal at all, which I understand in some cases, but I do think that even if you have hormonal acne, you can see acne on your cheeks, and it can be a result of that. So anyway, she told me that she highly recommends Accutane. My acne is too difficult. So I left that appointment and I started crying. And then after I kind of calmed down a little bit, I made that Instagram story just ranting about my experience. I don't think that you should ever leave a doctor's office, a dermatologist, feeling helpless, like you don't have somebody to really truly help you. You're going to that doctor to get help because you need help, and then they leave you feeling like you don't have answers, and they leave you almost feeling even worse than you did when you went there. And that should never be the case, and I'm sure many of you have also had that experience. I understand that feeling because I know it very well, and it's a horrible feeling. So I left that appointment feeling really discouraged, but after I did that video, so many of you guys reached out to me, and I can't even tell you how much that meant to me. It just really made me not feel as alone, because acne is not fun to have. It's extremely discouraging. It ruins your confidence. It hurts too, and it's a horrible thing to have to experience. And if you haven't had acne before, you can't really understand. I know some people might think it's silly to cry over acne. They're like, oh, it's just acne, it'll go away eventually. But not necessarily. Not if there's something going wrong in your body and you don't address that. And it's acne, but it's not just acne. Like, it's very, it messes up your mental health. It makes you feel uncomfortable to go out in public. It makes you not want to hang out with friends. It makes you distance yourself from others. So I think it has a really huge toll on a person. If you want to cry about it, because it's okay to cry about it. So that's what I have to say about that. And you have every right to feel sad about it. Also, I want to tell you about some of my other experiences that I've had with previous dermatologists. So I went on spironolactone. I actually did a whole video on my channel showing my journey with that, and yes, it did help. And I think that's due to the fact that I have hormonal acne, and spironolactone can help for people who have hormonal acne because it helps with blocking the androgen receptors. I hope I'm saying that right. So it did work for me, but spironolactone does take a long time to work. I took it for 7 to 8 months. And I did see results, but it takes a long time to work. Let's even start actually before that. Very first thing that I took for acne was doxycycline. This was in high school. This was my senior year of high school. I wanted to have my skin clear for graduation. I took doxycycline and it did help. But then, the acne came right back. So then the dermatologist told me that I could try birth control, but that she couldn't prescribe it, that I had to get it from like a primary care doctor or an OBGYN. So I got it from my primary care doctor and I took that. It did work for a while, but then even while I was taking it, just stopped working. The acne started coming back. So then I went to this dermatologist, and then I told them that I was taking the birth control, and they immediately just said, oh, this isn't the right amount of hormones to actually help with acne. So I was like, okay, good, great. Because I did tell the primary care doctor what I was using it for. And I mean, maybe they just don't know if it's for acne, how much you need. But they're a primary care doctor. They should know. They're supposed to have the wide range of knowledge, but maybe it's just not specialized enough. Anyway, then she told me to go on Bactrim. So I did that. That's again another antibiotic. It didn't work for me at all. And you know, my acne, I'm very sure that it is hormonal and probably partly diet related. I think I was on it for at least a month or 2 months, and I went back and you know, it wasn't working. So I said, okay, this isn't working. And so she said, let me put you on a higher dosage. Let me tell you, I was already on a high dosage. I said, if I've already been taking it for like 2 months and it's not doing anything at all, the acne is just getting worse, then this probably isn't going to work for me. And then I said, and if my acne is hormonal, this isn't going to work for me, right? And she said, okay, yeah, that's true. But she still didn't seem to think that my acne is hormonal. So anyway, I went on the fact that I think my acne is hormonal. So really annoying that if it didn't work, she just wanted to double the dosage. Like, that's so frustrating to me. She told me that I could take spironolactone. That's what I took for that amount of time. It worked, blah, blah, blah. So then after 7 to 8 months, I didn't want to be on it anymore. It was giving me side effects. I was feeling like I was going to pass out sometimes, and just I was not having a good time with it. I was getting too many side effects, and also I was on a high dose, so that's probably why. So then I told her that I wanted to stay off, or I wanted to get off of it, and by telling her this, I was really hoping that she was going to give me some advice for what I can do when I get off of it to try to, you know, prevent the acne from coming back. And her response was like, oh, well, you can just stop taking it if you want. I actually asked her about a natural supplement, DIM, which I've talked about before. It's a good natural alternative to spironolactone, actually. So I asked her about that, and she just said that she's not aware of it and that I can just stop taking spironolactone if I want. It's up to me. So it was very like, whatever, do what you want kind of response. And it was like, okay, like, I'm trying to ask for your help, and also you're supposed to be a doctor. Like, okay, I guess you don't have knowledge about this, but I don't know. The way that she responded was very much like, whatever, do what you want to do. Fight your own battle kind of thing. After that, I decided not to go back to her. So then I went to this current one who I was just explaining I went on the antibiotic, and then she told me that I should just do Accutane. Also, actually, another thing is my most recent dermatologist, I told her that I went on Bactrim, and she said, oh no, that does not help with acne at all. So here I am going from the birth control thing and then the Bactrim, where the doctors are saying, oh, that doesn't work for acne, or you didn't have the right amount for acne. So it's like, I'm going to these dermatologists to get help for acne, and then they're giving me things that other dermatologists say don't work for acne. Like, why is there such like a miscommunication or lack of education where they're like giving me things that other dermatologists are saying don't work? It's just extremely upsetting to go from one to the other, and then they just tell you that the previous one wasn't giving you the right thing. It's so exhausting. I'm sure you guys have experienced this. It's awful. So many of you reached out to me and you shared your own stories with me, so I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about some of the feedback that I got from some of you guys. Oh, actually, sorry, I have one more thing to share. I know this video is like all over the place. So the lady who I got the dermatologist that I got the spironolactone from, so before taking spironolactone, I asked her, is there a way to figure out what type of acne I have? Basically, like, is there a way to figure out the cause of it so we can actually like treat this the right way? And she was just like, no. So it's like, what? So you're not even knowing what you're really treating, and you're just throwing medications at me. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so back to the stories. So along with that, one of you lovely ladies who reached out to me on Instagram explained that they went to the dermatologist, and they asked, you know, if their acne could have some kind of relation, or if their acne could be caused by like diet, hormones, stress, all those things. And the dermatologist responded to her that they don't know anything about what causes acne. It's like, what? You don't know anything about what causes acne. What? Are you a doctor? Did you go to school about the body? Or are you just here medication? Like, what? That's just so mind-boggling to me. So then this girl also asked the dermatologist if there is a way to figure out, or if there are some natural ways to treat it. And the dermatologist responded that they don't do anything that has to do with doing anything naturally. So it's just like, okay, yeah, because it's all about medication. It's all about money, because there's only money in medication. There's not money in telling you to eat healthy or doing things naturally. That is so sad to me. They go to all this schooling, learn about the body, and then they don't actually treat people by looking at the body. What? So anyway, there's my kind of little rant. So I also wanted to kind of put something out there too, is anybody who has dealt with acne, I know that you've probably dealt with people giving you all these recommendations, and sometimes that can get overwhelming and a little bit upsetting. And don't take that in the wrong way. I seriously so appreciate it when people are giving me the recommendations, and sometimes I do find it helpful, but also at the same time, it can be overwhelming. And I feel like the reason for that is because I've really tried everything. Like, when I tell you I've tried everything, I've pretty much tried everything. It's to the point where I honestly don't feel like anybody can recommend anything to me that I haven't already tried, because seriously, I've tried everything. I've written out a list. This probably doesn't even include everything that I've tried, but I've tried doxycycline, I've tried spironolactone, I've tried Bactrim, I've tried Sacera, retinols, clindamycin, so many oral medications and topical medications. So I've done that route, and I went to a naturopath and I did the diet. I took these supplements, I exercised, I do all these things. I eliminated sugar from my diet, no dairy, no gluten. I did all these things that, you know, people recommend that you do. I've tried Vitex, which is chastity tree berry. I've tried zinc, pantothenic acid. I've tried probiotics. So pretty much you name it, I've probably done it. So that's why sometimes recommendations can get overwhelming and discouraging, because you've tried them already. And I know that many of you who have dealt with acne have also experienced that, I'm sure. So again, it is appreciated to those who do give recommendations. It's coming from a kind place, I know it, but sometimes it is discouraging just because I've tried it already. So those are some of the frustrating things that come with it all. But anyway, so I just wanted to kind of rant with you guys, tell you guys my experience. Please, you guys, I really want to kind of start a conversation here. If any of you guys have had a bad experience with a dermatologist, I want you guys to comment down below. Dermatologists do better, because seriously, dermatologists, you need to do better. Can we actually look at the causes? Can we actually look at the symptoms? Can we not be so quick to just throw drugs at people? Because a lot of times those things just cause worse issues. They make the whole thing worse, and it's just not helpful. And also, it leaves people feeling discouraged. Dermatologists and doctors should never make their patients leave feeling cruddy about themselves and discouraged and hopeless. That should not be the case. People go to doctors for help, so they should be really giving us some help. I hope that you guys kind of found this video helpful. Maybe you could relate to some of it. I would love to know you guys' experiences. Please share your stories in the comment section below. If you guys don't feel comfortable leaving your stories in the comment section below, you guys are more than welcome to send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is Routine Beauty with 3 Ys. I'll have it linked in the description box below if you guys would rather reach out to me that way. Let's get a conversation going. I want this to be a place where we can just talk to each other and get support from each other. So many of you who reached out to me on Instagram, it seriously meant so much to me, and it really helped me feel so much more encouraged after those bad experiences. So thank you all so much for your support and love. This is kind of my first video in kind of like an acne series that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my whole process of healing my skin. I am going to be doing it naturally. I did find somebody who's going to help me get to the root issue of the problem. So I do have videos that I'm going to be coming up with. I'm going to be documenting my whole journey. So if you guys want to make sure that you don't miss that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post a new video. I'm even doing Curology. I'm almost done creating that video. I've been testing it out for almost a month now, but I know that's not the most natural route. I am still going to be doing the more natural things. I'm in the process of doing that. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing videos all about that. I would love for you guys to join me on my journey. But thank you all so much for watching today's video. It means so much to me, and sending you all love and a hug, a virtual hug.